Hi lovelies, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Doris. In case you're coming across this channel for the first time, make yourself comfortable, okay? And to my returning subscribers, I welcome you all too. Thank you so much for sticking around all this while. For some days now, I've been uploading love story between LIQUOROSE and EMMANUEL, fiction story, yes, written by one of the liquor lions by name Oluwa. Yes, and I've uploaded from chapter 1 to chapter 20. Yes, you can check that on my channel. You can see the videos there. I uploaded it bit by bit. Yes, and the last one I uploaded was chapter 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I'm here with chapter 21, chapter 22, 23, 24, and 25. Okay, like I said earlier, that this is gonna be a long story, a very long story at that. So we are now in chapter 20 and I'm with the 5 chapters. So let's dive into it and see what later happened. Okay, before we start, just to remind you what happened in the last chapter we uploaded. Emmanuel and LIQUOROSE, they are now at the marriage therapist house. Yes, they are there now, and LIQUOROSE prepared the noodles they ate in the morning, and Emmanuel prepared the rice and stew they are to eat. So LIQUOROSE now entered the kitchen unknown to Emmanuel, and she added more salt to the stew and rice. So let's see what later happened at the dining table. Chapter 21. Emmanuel now said, "But LIQUOROSE said, "But what? But what? Ordinary rice and stew you cannot prepare." Emmanuel said, "But." LIQUOROSE said, "Just hold it, ma. It's just your paper. Let me show him how it's done." Mrs. Eunice said, "There is." LIQUOROSE said, "Good. Follow me to the kitchen." Emmanuel said, "Why?" Mrs. Eunice said, "Don't argue. Just follow her." LIQUOROSE stood up and she said, "Pack the plates." Emmanuel said, "What?" LIQUOROSE just looked at her and Emmanuel said, "Okay, fine." Emmanuel packed the plates, followed LIQUOROSE. When they got to the kitchen, she added pepper and Maggi to the stew so it will reduce the salt, and she parboiled the rice. LIQUOROSE now said, "Are you learning?" Emmanuel said, "See, do what you want to do and shut your mouth." LIQUOROSE said, "Should I report you to Mrs. Eunice?" Emmanuel hissed. LIQUOROSE said, "You can't change." After LIQUOROSE finished cooking, she served the food and they all ate. The training went for days and yet there were no changes. So the parents decided to give them more time to develop feelings for each other. About 2 weeks earlier, Emmanuel was in the sitting room and LIQUOROSE went to meet him. LIQUOROSE said, "Hi, I'm going out with my friends. They're on their way already, and as you can see, I'm not well dressed. I'm not asking for permission, I'm only telling you so you can know because they are coming inside." Emmanuel said, "They can come inside, but I'm not leaving this sitting room for them." LIQUOROSE said, "I'm not telling you to excuse yourself from the sitting room. I'm only telling you to pretend as if you have sense when they are here. Excuse me." LIQUOROSE went to her room to finish dressing up. A few minutes later, the doorbell rang and Emmanuel went to open the door. "Emmanuel, Collie, what are you doing here?" Collie said, "I'm here to pick LIQUOROSE." Emmanuel said, "Please come in." They entered. Emmanuel said, "Such a small world." Collie said, "Yes, so." Ella said, "I'm lost here." Emmanuel said, "Is this your girlfriend?" Collie gave no response. Ella said, "Yes," even though she was lying. So Emmanuel said, "Nice, but I saw you at the wedding. Why didn't he follow you?" Ella said, Collie said, "I was busy and I didn't know it was you." Ifeoma said, "But we told you, or don't you know his name?" Collie said, You know there is a lot of people with that name, so I wanted to be sure." Ifeoma said, "But LIQUOROSE descended through the staircase and now said, "What's happening here?" Collie said, "Blue." LIQUOROSE said, "What's up? Are you guys set?" Collie said, "Yes." Emmanuel, nice to see you again, bro. Emmanuel said, "Same here. I will collect your card from her." Collie said, cool, bye. They left. The car was silenced for some minutes. LIQUOROSE now said, guys, what's wrong? Did Emmanuel annoy you guys? No response. LIQUOROSE now said, guys, talk now. There's more to this. What's wrong? Ella now said, exactly, what's wrong? Collie threw us off. We got thrown off. LIQUOROSE said, what happened? Ella said, it turns out that Emmanuel and Collie know each other and Collie didn't tell me. He didn't tell us. I mean, I showed him you and Emmanuel's traditional wedding pictures and he still didn't say anything. Collie said, if only I knew that he was inside, I wouldn't have entered. Emmanuel Umo Jr. Ifeoma said, so you know him so well? Collie said, more than you think. LIQUOROSE said, really? Collie said, yes, if I knew I was going to meet him inside, I wouldn't have entered. LIQUOROSE said, why? Ella said, at least tell us the reason. Collie said, we used to be friends then. Close one at that. Ella said, then what happened? Collie said, I had one girl then I loved so much and we were a thing, but he snatched her away from me. I was hurt and heartbroken and I felt betrayed by my close friend. Emmanuel doesn't believe in love. All he just wants to do is have flings or flicks with girls. So I was deeply hurt because I saw a future with the lady, but it all crumbled. And when I confronted him, he acted as if he was right. He didn't even feel remorseful. And since then, I promised not to have anything to do with him. Ella now said, well, I'm glad he snatched the lady from you. Ifeoma said, Ella said, what now? Is the fact what is yours can never be snatched. LIQUOROSE said, yes, that is true though. What is yours can never be snatched. Ifeoma said, yes, so me, I even thought it's something serious. But wait, you guys are not serious. So you guys actually fought cause of a girl. Wahala. LIQUOROSE said, it's love. Ifeoma said, love indeed. If what you said is true, I guess you guys should just patch things up because it's worthless. And the funny thing is that the lady might be married now, no? Collie said, yes, she is. Ella said, you see, and she hissed. LIQUOROSE said, you guys scared me though. Ella said, don't mind him, he was just being dramatic, Jerry. LIQUOROSE laughed and said, but you said Emmanuel doesn't believe in love? Collie said, yes, you don't know? LIQUOROSE said, I do, but I thought it wasn't like that before. I even thought a lady broke his heart, but then again, whenever I look at him, I knew there was more to it. There is more I still need to know about this guy. Collie said, my sister, all is well. LIQUOROSE said, sometimes I look like the bad person. Ella said, cause you bully him, Abby. I'm sure you are just teaching him a lesson so everything will fall in place soon. LIQUOROSE said, I hope so too, and she sighs. They drove to the place, had fun, and returned back home. When LIQUOROSE got home, Emmanuel called her. LIQUOROSE looked around and said, are you talking to me? Emmanuel said, yes. Then LIQUOROSE said, and why did you call me that? Call me LIQUOROSE or Rosaline. Emmanuel said, I'm sorry. LIQUOROSE said, what do you want? Emmanuel said, please, I need your help. LIQUOROSE looked at him and Emmanuel said, I need something from my dad and he insists that I must come with you tomorrow. LIQUOROSE said, so? Emmanuel said, please, let's pretend as if we are cool. LIQUOROSE said, aren't we? It's over a month now. Now so we are cool, cause if we are not, we could have killed ourselves in this house. Emmanuel said, I need you to pretend as my wife. LIQUOROSE said, but there is nothing to pretend about that now. I'm your wife. Emmanuel shouted, no. LIQUOROSE said, really? Emmanuel said, I'm sorry I shouted. I want us to act like couples. I know you understand what I'm talking about. LIQUOROSE said, so you want to use me, right? You want to use me to get what you want from your dad, right? Anyway, I will think about it. Emmanuel said, please, it's tomorrow. LIQUOROSE said, tomorrow? Emmanuel said, yes. LIQUOROSE said, but if I may ask you, what do you want to collect from your dad? So Emmanuel gave no response. LIQUOROSE said, okay now. She wanted to leave and Emmanuel said, okay, fine. LIQUOROSE now said, I'm listening. Emmanuel said, I need some fee. I don't really ask my dad for money, but then about 3 of my kids in the motherless baby home had to be operated. One with leukemia, the other one with a hole in the heart, and the other one with a kidney stone. So I had to act fast because I don't have sponsors yet and I still need to pay some of their tuition fees and some bills. And I want to renovate my salon and have another branch of my gym. He promised to help me when we wanted to go out for that camp stuff, but I didn't need really much money then, so I didn't ask him again. LIQUOROSE said, I understand. Emmanuel said, so? LIQUOROSE said, 9 a.m. tomorrow, no extra time. Emmanuel smiled and said, thank you. LIQUOROSE nodded. She went to her room and Emmanuel was happy in the sitting room. The next day, Emmanuel and LIQUOROSE drove down to the Umo's mansion. Chapter 23. Mr. Umo, look who we have here. Mrs. Umo said, oh, my children, how are you doing? Emmanuel said, fine, mom. LIQUOROSE said, fine, man, you? Mrs. Umo said, I'm fine, too. Mr. Umo said, how is everything? LIQUOROSE said, fine, sir. Mrs. Umo said, I love what I'm saying. Oh, Emma Rose laughed. Mr. Umo said, so, should we start expecting babies soon? Emmanuel and LIQUOROSE smiled, frozen immediately, and both of them didn't know what to say. They were just looking at each other, and then Larry descended through the staircase. Larry said, my wife is here. She dragged LIQUOROSE up for a hug. Larry said, thank God you are here. I've always wanted to meet you. Was in school when you guys got married and I just came back. LIQUOROSE said, I'm happy to meet you. Emmanuel said, Dad, Mom, so my younger brother has finally forgotten about me. That's hot. Larry said, oh, I'm so sorry, bro. But don't tell me you are jealous, so... Emmanuel kept quiet. Then Larry laughed and said, I'm sorry, bro. Mr. Umo said, my dear wife, take her upstairs. I want to talk to him. LIQUOROSE, I'm sorry, but borrow me your husband for now. LIQUOROSE said, no problem, sir. As she was living with Mrs. Umo and Larry, Mr. Umo said to Emmanuel, and you guys have not given me a reply yet, though. LIQUOROSE followed Mrs. Umo to her room and Mr. Umo and Emmanuel had their discussion. Few hours later, they went back home. When they got home, Emmanuel said, thank you so much. LIQUOROSE said, for? She smiled. He smiled back and she went to her room. LIQUOROSE has not been going to work lately because her dad wants her to enjoy her marriage. The next day, LIQUOROSE was in the kitchen preparing breakfast for herself when Emmanuel went to take something in the kitchen. Emmanuel said, LIQUOROSE. She turned and looked at him because she was shocked. LIQUOROSE said, what's wrong? Emmanuel said, you're... LIQUOROSE said, my what? Emmanuel said, you are... LIQUOROSE, I'm what? Talk now. Emmanuel said, you are... I mean, you are... LIQUOROSE said, I'm not supposed to be in the kitchen. Emmanuel said, no. LIQUOROSE said, then what? See, if you won't talk, leave me alone. No. Emmanuel said, your clothes, blood. He ran out of the kitchen. LIQUOROSE now said, oh, I'm stained. So it's menstruation he wants to say that he was stammering. Now, wow, oh God, what kind of embarrassment is this? She faked crying. Let me go and clean up. I will finish cooking later. So she turned off the gas and went to clean up. When she got downstairs, she saw that Emmanuel had finished cooking the food and he had set the table. She was shocked. LIQUOROSE said, is everything okay? Emmanuel said, it doesn't look like it. LIQUOROSE said, I mean, why did you prepare the food by yourself? Chapter 24. Emmanuel said, don't misinterpret my kindness. I finished cooking for you because I know how menstrual cramp can be so painful and also a way of saying thank you. LIQUOROSE said, oh. Emmanuel said, trust me, the food is good. It's not salty. You can taste it. LIQUOROSE said, about that, never mind. Anyways, thanks for the food. I'm grateful. Emmanuel nodded. Emmanuel grabbed his keys. Emmanuel said, I'm going out. LIQUOROSE said, okay. Emmanuel left. LIQUOROSE said, I wonder why he finished cooking this food and still went out to eat. Hope he hasn't poisoned it like this. This is kindness, eh? I'm sure he can't, and if he does, I trust my father. Let me eat in peace. LIQUOROSE blessed and ate the food. After she finished eating, she washed the dishes and went to her room to relax. Fast forward about 2 months earlier, Emmanuel and LIQUOROSE were already catching feelings, but they have not fully admitted it. In a way, Emmanuel is already connected to LIQUOROSE, but the both of them were still pretending. It was on a fateful night Emmanuel was in the house with his female best friend, Collie's ex, Sharon. "Thanks for picking me up within a short notice." Emmanuel said, "What can I do? I'm used to it." Sharon laughed. "So, are you sure I am not disturbing you?" Emmanuel said, No, not at all." LIQUOROSE got home, and as she was about entering, she heard a female voice, so she was eavesdropping. Emmanuel said, "So tell me, do you still love me?" Sharon said, "Of course I do. I still love you, Yunko." Emmanuel said, "Let me think." LIQUOROSE heard the conversation. She felt irritated and she left. She called Ella. She could be coming to her house, but she ended up going to Junior's house. "Sharon, you are not serious." Emmanuel said, "I mean, it's all good. You are married and I'm married too." Sharon said, "Speaking about your wife, I must say she is such a beautiful lady. I mean, look at the pictures everywhere. So cute." Emmanuel said, "Ow, thanks." Sharon said, "I can't wait to meet her tonight." Emmanuel said, "That is nice. She's amazing though." Sharon said, "So do you love her? I mean, I know you don't believe in love." Emmanuel now said, "Whether I believe in love or not, the most important thing is that I'm connected to her." Sharon said, "Yes, that is true." They continued gisting about school life and all. About an hour later, it was around 9 p.m. Sharon said, "Emmanuel, your wife, is this how she always comes home late?" Emmanuel said, "No, maybe she's busy at work, or she branched at her shop, or she has branched to do her free hairstyling for kids in the streets with rough hairs." Sharon said, "She makes hairs?" Emmanuel says, "Yes." Sharon said, "Wow. And you have a salon?" Emmanuel said, "Yes." Sharon said, "Nice chemistry." Emmanuel said, "Let me call her." Emmanuel picked up his phone and dialed LIQUOROSE's number, but unfortunately she didn't pick. Emmanuel said, "I guess she's busy or not with her phone cause she's not picking up." Sharon said, "Oh." Emmanuel said, "And I don't have her best friend's number. That reminds me." Guess what?" Sharon said, "What? You know I'm not good at guessing." Emmanuel said, "Collie is my wife's male best friend." Sharon said, "Which Collie?" Emmanuel said, "Same Collie, Emeka." Sharon said, "Really?" Emmanuel said, "Yes." Sharon said, "If only Collie knew I and you weren't dating then, we could have been married by now." Remember the last chapter we just read now, it's a flashback. Yes, because they are now pretending as if they don't love themselves, but they are now falling in love gradually. Let me put it that way, okay? So this one we just read now is the flashback to show you what's happening. LIQUOROSE, out of anger, left the house, thinking Emmanuel is with maybe one of his ex or something, but unknown to her, they're having normal discussion, and they said Sharon is even waiting for her to come back home. Okay, let's move into chapter 25. So Emmanuel said, "Exactly, and I wasn't helping situations then. I mean, when he confronted me, I acted like what I did was right, but I was just annoyed and hurt because if at all nobody trusts me, Collie should have trusted me now." Sharon said, "And you know he can be so jealous sometimes. We should have noticed then. But I think we didn't wanted to bother him with that. I was also going through cause that was when they were having some family issues." Emmanuel said, "Yes, and the next day after he confronted me, he wasn't in school. It was later on we discovered that he had traveled, and I tried my best to look for him so I could explain to him what happened." Sharon said, "So have you guys finally talked about that since then?" Emmanuel said, "No." Sharon now said, "You better drop that pride and ego and explain to him, because in a way we were at fault." Emmanuel said, "Yes." Sharon said, "I even want to meet himself." Emmanuel said, you are going back to Abuja very early tomorrow morning?" Sharon said, "Yes, I mean next week or next 2 weeks. I and my husband, you and your wife, him and some of our friends, we can go on a trip." Emmanuel said, "Yes, but let's try to patch things up first." Sharon said, yes, Emmanuel, I'm tired though. I need to go to bed. When your wife is back, please direct her to my room. Emmanuel said, okay. She hugged him. Sharon said, good night, dear. She went to the bed. At Junior's house, LIQUOROSE and Junior were kissing before she broke the kiss. LIQUOROSE said, no, I can't do this. Junior said, why? You have always wanted me to deflower you. LIQUOROSE said, but I wasn't married then. I'm sorry, but I can't. Junior said, babe. LIQUOROSE said, I'm disappointed in myself and I let anger allow me to do what I'm not supposed to do. Junior, I'm sorry, but at this point, I'm married. Bye. She picked up her bag and went straight to Ella's house. When she got there, fortunately, she still has the key they gave her with her. So she used the key with her to open the door. When she opened the door, it was dark. Ella said that took a while. LIQUOROSE turned on the light. LIQUOROSE now said, oh my goodness, you scared me. Why are you guys sitting in the dark? Ifeoma said, were you expecting us to be in our room drooling? LIQUOROSE said, why are you sounding as if you are jealous? Ella said, I'm serious, I'm upset, we are upset. The last thing you said was, I'm on my way to your place and you didn't show up. I called you but your phone wasn't going through. We were worried. LIQUOROSE said, oh, I'm sorry. Ifeoma said, what happened? Where are you coming from? LIQUOROSE said, Junior's house. Ella said, you say? LIQUOROSE said, Junior's house. Ifeoma said, to do what? LIQUOROSE kept quiet. Ella said, can you imagine the shock when my own best friend of more than 10 years went to her ex house to Earth? LIQUOROSE said, okay, don't say that word, okay? Ella said, what? LIQUOROSE said, stop, sounds disgusting. Ifeoma said, then why did you go to his house? Why did you do it? LIQUOROSE said, to get back at Emmanuel for what he did. Ifeoma said, really? LIQUOROSE said, Ella and Ifeoma were just looking at her. LIQUOROSE said, okay, fine, it's a lie. I didn't do it. I wanted to, but the marriage vow kept ringing in my head and I felt committed to him. Ifeoma dragged LIQUOROSE so she could say it. Ifeoma said, talking about getting back at Emmanuel, please, what did he do? LIQUOROSE said, I heard him and a lady saying, I love you. Ella said, oh, so you made them kissing? LIQUOROSE said, no. Ifeoma said, romancing? LIQUOROSE said, no. Ella said, having sex? LIQUOROSE said, no. Ifeoma said, only I love you. My sister, you need help, cause you know get where he go touch you. LIQUOROSE said, I don't know. Ella nodded negatively and hissed. LIQUOROSE said, so aren't you going to your boyfriend's house again? Ella said, really? After you called and stopped picking? LIQUOROSE said, I'm sorry. Ifeoma said, don't worry, they will settle as usual. LIQUOROSE said, yeah, I'm tired. Ella said, let's go to bed. They went to bed the next day. Sharon left so early when LIQUOROSE got home. Wow, this is really amazing and educative too. In all your doings and gettings, make sure you get good friends, a good friend, even if it's one that points out the truth whenever you are messing up. Yes, the way Ifeoma and Ella point out to LIQUOROSE when she was messing up. Yes, make sure you get somebody that will say, hey, you're not doing it right. Hi, you're not doing it right. Okay, without being afraid and without looking at your face. Yes, and also parents that support each other, even in the midst of all this their wahala here and there. Their parents were there to support them. It's true that they were the ones that meshed them together. They were the ones that arranged this whole thing. They were still there to support them. We are almost rounding up and we'll soon come to the end of all this story. Yes, and by then we will now know what later happened. Also, we have to be very careful. Anger is not good. Anger destroys. Anger cannot build things. See the way LIQUOROSE could have ended up could have messed up if not that she corrected herself immediately. Remember, this is love story between Emmanuel and LIQUOROSE, written by Oluwa. Okay, I'll be bringing back the remaining gist, the remaining parts that is still remaining, and that's where we'll be rounding this up. Keep following me, keep in touch to be able to get and also know what later happened. Okay, remember my name is Doris, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly do that. Do take care of yourselves till I come your way next time. Bye bye.